Hello fellow teachers. I know it's been like a million years since I made a video. Sorry, get over it. I decided to make this video because I'm currently going through my stash of various presents that I got for Christmas this year. And I wanted to share some tips with you on how to deal with this incredible holiday blessing that can become a nightmare. Tip number 1. Get yourself a box. The size of the box depends on how many students you have, but I like to put this one in my office, and then at any given time when students run up to you and hand you a present, you just throw it in the box, and then by the end of the crazy hectic week before winter break, you have a nice succinct place where all of your gifts can reside and you won't accidentally leave something behind. Tip number 2, go through every envelope and every sack that you get. So anytime a student comes up to you with an envelope, make sure that you have opened it and actually taken everything out. There's been a couple of times that I almost threw out a gift card, not realizing that there was more in the envelope than meets the eye. The same thing goes for all of the little sacks that you might get like this. You might be able to only see cookies, but there may be something in there that you don't want to keep in that sack for too long. Number 3, if you're given really large gift boxes of candies, those can be really nice, but obviously if you live by yourself or if you're just trying to watch your weight, it's going to be ridiculous to try to eat those candies, and sometimes you have a few of them and then the rest of them end up getting tossed later on. I highly recommend bringing them to parties. There's something really cool about bringing something like this to a party and sharing it with a whole group of people. You suddenly become the superstar. Number 4, and this one's kind of something that took a long time for me to figure out. A lot of times I will get a variety of different gift cards from different places, and thanks to my box that I put in my office, I don't lose any of them, but sometimes you'll find them later on in your office or in your room or lying around somewhere, and they will go unused for a really long time. And so what I started doing was getting myself an in-car gift card organizing box. And I found this one, I think, at a craft store. And it just has a bunch of little fold-out pockets. And I've labeled each one with a letter, A, B, C, D, etc. There's certain letters that you don't need to have. Obviously, you're not going to get a whole lot of Q gift cards. But I have all my gift cards divided up by letter. And I'm not OCD or anything, but this has been incredibly helpful. So for example, in and out, I put this under I, and then I leave this whole thing in my car next to me. And then when I do go to a Starbucks, for example, I just have to flip open my gift card organizer, and what do you know? Starbucks. And then you make sure that you use more of your gift cards during the year. This has been an incredible addition to my life. And when you have those rough days, this is like, it's almost like having a little mini Christmas box full of surprises. Number 5, sort of in conjunction with that last one, is to make sure that you have the gift card amount written somewhere. For example, this one has the gift card amount on the envelope, but not on the card. I can leave it in the envelope and then put that in my organizer, or I will take a Sharpie and actually write it on the card. This is always nice so that you don't have one of the opposite surprises of showing up to get a Starbucks and you only have a nickel on this thing, or maybe even it's completely out and you didn't even realize that. So I like to put a Sharpie on there and I'll cross off if I've only used part of the gift card. Number 6 is about all the different cards that you get. Now we get a lot of cards depending on how many. I have about 300 students, and so a lot of times I will get a tremendous number of cards. And I like to keep some of the ones that will have pictures of family members. That's always kind of fun. Make sure you at least look at these, because it's fun to see your students in different capacities than your classroom and see the things that they enjoy and the dynamics of their family and and some of the places that they've been to. It can give you more of a connection to your students. But also, I like to hang on to cards that have a little bit more personal touch. Like this one was drawn by a student, and inside has a nice note about just the experiences that they've had. And you can put those aside in an envelope and then revisit them on those days where you think, why am I doing this? You know, what, have I had any positive impact at all? Well, I have a nice folder of these cards to flip through, and it's nice to get a little reminder sometimes that you're on the right track. Number 7 is to make sure that you say thank you at the time that you receive a gift from a student. Actually take a moment to have a connection with that student. Thank you so much, that's really cool. Maybe even open it up in front of them so that they get to see the look on your face when you receive the gift. The only reason I say this is because unless you're an elementary teacher, you have small classes, sometimes it's hard to remember what a student gave you, or you can just kind of go, yeah, thanks, and throw it in your box, and all of a sudden that student is thinking, gee, why did I bother giving a gift to this teacher? They seem ungrateful. So make sure that you do at least have that one connection, and if you happen to remember, or if a really special gift card was given to you and you were able to use it during the break, you can relay that student to that story to the student or to their parents, which is a really nice little connection to have. And the last one is with regard to snacks and goodies that you get. I've gotten all kinds of things. There's some coffee, some nuts, a lot of Girl Scout nuts. I get those a lot, and you know, chocolates and all kinds of things like that. Make sure that you choose a few things that you really enjoy and put them in cupboards in your house or in your classroom so that you have little snacks if you're able to. Now this one you have to regulate. Obviously if you're a big snacker and you have to be very careful, you may actually want to tell your students and parents at the beginning of the year not to give you snacks, just to keep you from having to hold off on those goodies. But as for me, there's a few things that I like to put around. Like I like these Toblerone bars, and I'll stick that off in the corner of a classroom, and then every once in a while when I'm needing a sugar rush, I'll just break off a triangle and pop it in my mouth, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. Well, I hope that this has been informative for you, and maybe you'll be able to use a couple of these tips to help make the holidays happier and help you to go through the assortment of wonderful things that your students and the families that you deal with all the time have gifted you with. And remember what a blessing it is and what a blessing you are in their lives if they do give you something. And I hope you had a wonderful holiday, and I hope you'll have a happy new year.